Like, what would have helped when your dad was going through that challenging time?
So what would have really helped my dad was a lawyer that actually understood him as a person and that was able to see him and you know, the whole entire time through that litigation, it was all about the money of the time of, you know, that was mounting up. And if someone was able to look at his matter and give him value from an advice perspective and a review, I think a lot of what had happened in the end, he never would have gone to court. I think that there would have been proper advice given that would have enabled him to settle or mediate or negotiate, but it just wasn't there at the time. And you know, I think that as an industry, a lot of the time it hasn't been the lawyer's fault. I think that we believe that that's the only way that the legal industry can run is on these billable units. The interesting thing is that billable units and operating in this way has only been around since the 1980s. So it was something historically that if you go back to your typical high street lawyer, you would go in and say, you know, hi Bob, I need a will, and he would give you a fixed fee quote. It was just the way that the legal industry operated. Yeah. But something happened in the 1980s that it kind of drove this sort of hourly and billable and, you know, this sort of money-making machine behind it. But the thing is, you can still make money as a lawyer, but it's a different way of delivering it. And it's also a belief in the value that you're providing, because I really think that as a profession, the legal industry are in crisis with a lot of how they perceive themselves to be.
Do you think as well, as the legal industry stands right now, there's a challenge for the mental health of the lawyers in there?
Absolutely there is, and I think that a lot of that's tied up with the fact that we are believed to think that we're just these increments, you know, and it's all about our time. So it's, you know, how much time we can get in. You know, from my observation of the industry and billable units, as soon as you start valuing someone for time only, you lose a lot of what the value of the other inside of it. So what it enables people to do is think that it rewards inefficiency. So if I can just keep prolonging time, I'm very successful in my firm because I'm billing lots of units and making lots of money, but what's the value? And I think as well that's probably led on to a bit of a churn and burn mentality in the profession, where people kind of go, well, I've sent the invoice, oh well, let them pay. If they're not happy about it, I don't care, because they're not going to come back. And what we know as an industry, or certainly someone that's on the outside looking in, people would return time and time again to a lawyer that felt understood them, that knew them, because that trust relationship, it's really hard to share that with lots of people. And I guess back to your original question about my father, if we had someone that had taken the time to understand him and not just be clocking him on, you know, every 5 minutes or 6 minutes or every hour, taking that time to understand the client and what their needs are and what's motivating them enables to then get better results all round for everyone in that matter. And, you know, imagine having a positive feeling no matter what the result is in a legal matter. So, yeah.
That was awesome. One of the things my mentor did, which I think was really cool, is his symbol for his law firm was a shield. I just thought that's such a cool idea, because the way that you speak about that different type of law where it's very transactional, just trying to get something and make a profit really quick, which is different to I'm your shield, or I'm going to guide you through this process, or I'm your partner.
Absolutely.
It's a very different way of speaking.
Absolutely. And I guess, you know, one of our, what I would call legally yours is superpower, because I ask a lot of our lawyers in our interviews about their superpower, but, you know, legally your superpower is the fact that we can be that third party endorser, that protector for community, to be able to say, these are the types of lawyers that you should be going to, these are the types of questions you should be asking them. If in that something gets lost in that process and you don't get you know, the fixed fee, or you don't have that proper connection through, we can step in, we can help you, we can guide you through that, because I am such a huge believer that if you can get the right advice at the beginning, it will have long-lasting, you know, ramifications down the track to where you go, because you can make informed decisions. You know, for me, I live by the mantra that education is empowerment, and if we can educate community to say, these are your rights, and I don't mean that in the sense that we should become more of a litigious society. In actual fact, I think that if people understood their rights more, it would be less litigious, because people would be making decisions based on the right advice and understanding exactly where they fit. And you can balance that. The benefit of a fixed fee quote is you can balance that with what you can afford at particular points of time too.
So how do you want the experience of law to be for people?
Yeah, I would love to see that law would become just like an everyday app on your phone, like it is with finance or accounting or banking, any professional service. Law needs to be that same lifeline too. So our vision for Legally Yours is to basically become, legal in the palm of anyone's hand, so that if you need that quick advice, you want to understand something, you can head onto our platform and it can help you navigate through and understand whether you might qualify for a pro bono or a free legal service, or if not, talk to a lawyer on the phone. You don't have to travel. You can be anonymous if it's perhaps a separation and you're not, all those sorts of things can be brought down. So for me, by breaking down these barriers, because it's interestingly legal, if you break it down to its nuts and bolts, we are actually a service industry which doesn't provide much service to community, and that's what we're all about. We want to bring that service back, because I know all the lawyers I work with care so much about their clients and they care so much about delivering value, and so I just want to put them front and centre in front of the community to say there are different lawyers out there, there's a different way of doing it, and these are the types of lawyers that you need to connect with, and that's what we're all about. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks, James.